Oh my goodness, what is this? A friggin' VCR in here. I'll be dang.
VCR strikes back. If you got an old VCR player, VHS player in your closet or your attic and you're thinking about throwing it away, if you got like 100 tapes that you want to throw away or donate, I want you to think twice about it. I'm going to give you 3 good reasons why VCRs are going to start becoming more popular, higher demand, and actually higher in the price and the value of them. It's kind of like the old LP vinyl records that now are starting to become popular due to the nostalgia, and frankly because the bass sounds amazing on those old LP records. Now, the quality in VHS, we all know is not that great. That's why digital and DVDs came in. However, there's 3 reasons that these are going to start becoming more popular. Why? Number 1, cost, the affordability of VCRs now and going into the future. Number 2 is nostalgia and hard to get, lost media that you're not able to get any longer. That's number 2. And number 3, getting away from PC correct wokeness. Number 1, economics. I can go to the Goodwill right now and pick up brand name movies for 50 cents a piece. We're talking Back to the Future, Star Wars, Beethoven, any of my old favorites from the 80s and the 90s. Great movies I can pick up on VCR for 50 cents a piece. I don't have to go to a streaming service and pay anywhere from $3 to $5 to watch it once, or I have to watch it within 48 hours. VCR, I can watch it as many times as I want to with no problem. Does the quality lack a little bit, a couple of little lines on the screen? No big deal. It's worth saving $4 or $5, and plus the nostalgia of it, just watching something on VCR, is kind of cool. You could find the VCR players for practically nothing. You can go to a thrift store or a yard sale. People are practically giving them away. Heck, I found this JVC free in my garbage, picked it up. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. There was no remote. I didn't need a remote, and it works just fine. You can get these almost like a dime a dozen at yard sales. People are giving them away. I mean, people are giving them away for free. So the affordability of it just makes complete sense. And by the time you pay for streaming service, and you get Netflix, you get Hulu, and you're getting a whole bunch of woke crap that you don't want in the first place, and then you have to go on YouTube or something, and there's a movie that you want to watch from like 20 years ago, and then you realize, oh my God, it's going to cost $5 to watch it. I'm like, I would rather just watch something on VHS. So the number 2 reason that you need to start watching VHS VCR is because there's a lot of lost media that you're not able to watch on streaming services and or DVD. So there's an issue with a license where the production company there has not been given permission in order to start actually making it on DVD or streaming. So that media is lost forever unless someone pirated it and put it online somewhere. But that's the reason why you can't get it. But you can get it on VCR and VHS. There's just a lot of stuff that just has not been released yet on DVD or streaming. There's a lot of horror flicks, a lot of old sci-fi that's still awesome, but you're still not able to watch it on streaming services. But they have it on VCR. There's lost home media videos on VCR tapes that people would record at home with their old Handycam, their old Sony Handycam videos, and they would pop in the old VCR tape, and they would record vlogs on vacations. They would record their home Christmas videos. There's ball games and stuff that you can't find on DVD or streaming services, and you're only able to find it on VCR, VHS tapes. So that's another reason, lost media, that you will not find anywhere else except from the VHS. A lot of movie classics have been edited by the director, unknowingly or knowingly by the fans, where they have actually changed the outcome of the movie to make it PC correct for the time, for the 21st century. I don't have to mention George Lucas and Star Wars, how he went back and he changed so much stuff.
Han shot first.
If you were to go and try to watch it on a streaming service, or you actually try to watch it on any of the new DVDs, forget about it. You're not going to be able to watch it the way it was in the theater in 1977 or 1980 any longer. You would actually have to watch it on VHS. And the number 3 reason to start buying VCR tapes is to get away from the PC correct wokeness that we have right now in 2023. Ridiculousness. And I don't care if you're conservative, if you're libertarian, or if you're liberal. I don't know any liberal who, a lot of them are artists, I don't know any of them that would want their art to be changed around in their work and their creative ideas to be manipulated to the way a corporation wants it or the way some media corporation wants it. I don't know anybody that likes that crap, and I'm one of them. So I remember watching a movie with Nicolas Cage in 2005 called The Lord of War. And that was the very first movie in the theater that I watched where they started spewing this political bullcrap. Basically, by the time I got out of the theater, I felt like this wasn't entertaining. They were trying to lecture at me. Why are they trying to lecture me for? And every movie since 2005 has got progressively worse. I will not go and watch a movie anymore. I will not watch any movie made today. It's all crap. Everything made in the 21st century is crap, if you ask me. I could probably count on two hands the good movies that I've seen in the last 23 years. And so it's just all crap. And that's the reason why you want to pick up a VCR player and start watching stuff from the 70s, 60s, the 80s, and 90s, things where art was not manipulated and dictated of how a corporation or a media firm or whatever wokeness is that tries to convince you what good art is. And the Oscars just recently came out and they said for any movie to start qualifying to win an Oscar, they would have to fit all these inclusivity rules. And you think about it, there's no movie that could be made, in the 80s and the 90s, 60s and 70s that could qualify any longer. Casablanca, Gone with the Wind, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, The Toy. Any of these great movies would not even they would even have a chance to win an Oscar nowadays. And the great director Steven Spielberg spoke on this when he went in and started editing E.T. to make it more politically correct. And this is what he had to say about E.T.
Spielberg stated that editing the movie E.T. was a great mistake and that he regrets it now. I changed my views, Spielberg stated. The director altered the film classic for the 20th anniversary released in 2002 and digitally replaced the federal agent's WEAPONS with walkie-talkies. The director has admitted that he was wrong to have made those changes while explaining why he thought it was the right thing to do at the time. I never should have done that to E.T. E.T. is a product of its era. No film should be revised based on the lenses we now are either voluntarily or being forced to peer through. I should have never messed with the archives of my own work, and I don't recommend anyone to do that. All our movies are kind of a signpost of where we were when we made them, what the world was like, and what the world was receiving when we got those stories out there.
So the way that you can know not to be exposed to wokeness is to get a VCR and start watching VCR tapes from the 90s, 80s, and 70s, and 60s, and you'll be all set. Alright, thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe.